Welcome to the JAWN podcast. I'm your host, Shalia.
And your host, Janina.
And today we have a very special guest in the building. We have Alisha with us here today. Say hey, Alisha.
Hey, everybody.
So we're going to begin with our words of affirmation. Today's affirmation says, always do what you want to do, or else you will be doing what others want you to do. The word of the week is necessary. Necessary means absolutely needed, required, of an inevitable nature, inescapable, indispensable, and essential. And the reason why I picked the word necessary is because we're always doing unnecessary things in our lives and neglecting the necessary things that we need to do, such as eating healthy, making right choices, and things like that. And I'm guilty of it. So that's why I chose that word of the week.
A word. Yes, that resonates with me sometimes. Sometimes I choose to do things that I'll say this, I reposition my priorities to meet my momentary demands versus my actual demands, short-term or long-term. So that actually that hit me in a special place today.
So we're going to check in. How's everybody feeling today? How's everybody week been so far? Alisha, since you're our guest, you want to start?
Yeah, so far so great. You guys don't know, but last month I had a very rough month. The most impactful thing that happened to me, that I was carjacked by 3 robbers with huge guns. So yeah.
I'm so sorry.
No,
we're glad that you're still here.
Yes, and that has changed my entire outlook on life.
Alisha, no. Oh my God. You were in Philadelphia?
And yes, in Northern Liberties.
Oh my gosh.
Girl, listen, I got out the car because they tapped my bumper, and I looked, and it was, surreal. And I was just like,
oh my God, we gotta do another episode on scams and stuff, because that's the number one thing I see people like. If somebody bumps your car, do not get out your car, because that's what they're trying to do.
Is what they're trying to do, and it's surreal because I had no knowledge. I don't really watch the news. I follow No Gun Zone's page, and I see what comes up on my feed, but it made me realize that I'm really out of the loop of social media, because whatever activities I've put into Instagram and what they believe that I want to see, I'm missing out on some of the necessities that I should be seeing, such as what's going on around me in my neighborhood. So, yeah, it was surreal, but like, no. Yeah.
It's okay. You got your life.
I got my life. And, that is the key thing. You want to know the kicker? I had just purchased that car, and yeah. And it's just like, I remember that moment. It's just like, okay, all of my robbery training from banking came in to play. Whereas, I just was like,
yeah.
I pose no threat. If that's what you need, go ahead.
Did they take like your purse and your phone and stuff too?
Initially they did, but so the long story short is I was doing some little fun acting. And it wasn't paid or anything. Just, I like to participate. And we had wrapped at the end of the night. So I had asked one of the crew members to walk me to my car. Got in the car, no hesitation. It wasn't like, we sat and talked. Got in the car, and I said, I'm gonna take you to your car. Pulled to the corner, made a left, and as I was making the right, my car was bumped. And it wasn't a far travel. So I don't know how they
was watching me. They was waiting for somebody to get in their car so that
yeah. And I was the one. And the thing about it is that, with the knowledge, because I replayed the situation several times in my head. I know his car was on the block that I was turning down the street to go to. So whether or not I stopped, I still would have been robbed. So
Yeah.
that, it's just like, it made me smile, and like it makes me smile to be alive. It's just like it was unavoidable. Things, possessions, anything can be replaced, but your life. My daughter gets to see me, and my mom gets to see me. So I'm just grateful. I get to be here today. Like
Right.
I'm unharmed.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm sorry that you went through that, but I'm glad
Oh,
that
thank you. Me
you're
too.
here.
That's
Yeah.
rough.
It is.
Girl.
Go get you
One of
some
my friends was
therapy.
carjacked, but her dad saw the car. Her dad tracked the people down.
Wow.
Sometimes that don't be worth it either. But definitely, if you're still replaying it in your head, go get some counseling.
I have counseling. It'll be with me forever.
Yeah. Okay.
It'll be with me forever. But
super traumatic.
It was very traumatic, and I've been waiting to crash, but every time I just realized, like, I'm alive. Like, it's no lie. Like, I could be just like thinking about it, and I haven't cried for. I only cried that day because it was just like, I don't know, but it's just like I could have been dead, and it's just like. So it changed a lot for me, a lot. And even gratitude, so it's just like, every week is a great week, no matter how hard it has been for me, no matter what I lose, no matter what, where I am, with anything, it's over my head that I'm here. So.
Yeah, that's true. Wow.
I'm so grateful you're here.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes. And we, yeah, Janina, like we lost someone that we knew.
Yeah, that's why life, certain things, nothing is more valuable than life.
Nothing.
What's going on with you, Janina? How are you?
I'm good. I feel like I've been busy, but I don't have anything fun going on in my life. But I'm good. I'm blessed. My daughter's away this week, so I have one kid this week.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he gets to terrorize me alone.
I'm sure he's having a lot of fun.
Oh my God.
But I'll be in Philly at the end of next month, so I'll bring some fun to your life.
And my life too. Girl. I want to come.
Mm-hmm.
I want to see you.
Yeah, I might do like a brunch. Maybe we'll do like a brunch.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all for it.
But
yeah, me insert. I'm listen to me inserting myself in you too. Like,
no,
you're good. I'll be there.
This is the thing. You hung out with me, Janina, and our other friend Angela. We went to Olive Garden.
I told her this.
Your grandma's little blue car that the steering wheel used to come off.
That was so long. Oh my God.
It was a long time ago.
Freshman year.
It was over 20 years ago.
We all hung out together.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, that was my first time having calamari, I think.
Yes.
Yep. So that was so long ago. But yeah.
Wow. When you said my grandma blue car, man, I just was like, shut your mouth. Oh.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
So I'm good. I've been busy too. I've been talking all day, and now I'm talking to y'all. And then I gotta talk some more.
Well, you can just listen. Can't you just listen?
No, I can't just do you what? When you're in therapy, does your therapist just listen? Yeah. She don't give you feedback?
Not really.
What?
Well, yeah, feedback, yeah. Oh boy, I got this one therapist. I don't know what she does. I don't know if she got these little things coming out her brain, but like she just says one thing, and I be like, bleh. And then I come up with resolutions for myself, and I come up with the reasons of who, what, when's, where, why. And I'm like, what did you do to me?
Right.
Like, that's hilarious.
You gotta give feedback, and listen. I call my clients out. Like, come on now, you know that's wrong. You know you're not supposed to be doing that. So yeah. But I'm good. Listen, everything that I been praying for and one that I have, so I'm not gonna complain.
That's the blessing. That's the blessing. Yes. Yes.
Yep. So, oh, I like that joint. Nope, I don't like that joint. Or prime time. What you got, Alisha? You got one?
What? How do I select one?
So, oh, I
Whichever
like
one.
that joint is a thing that you been watching, reading, something that you like. It could be a food, a restaurant. Nope, I don't like that joint is something that you don't like, that annoys you.
Okay.
That's a pet peeve. And then prime time is where you bought something on Amazon or at a store, something that you really like.
Okay. Prime time. Where is it? Oh, prime time. So recently I bought this Shark vacuum cleaner. I wish I could run and get it. I wasn't ready. Or maybe I'll
You
talk
don't,
about
it's
this.
not show and tell.
Oh, okay.
Right.
This little plug you it's a handheld vac. It has powerful suction because I have 2 cats. And for I use it like twice a day because they jump on my couch. And of course I have a navy blue velvet couch and they get fur on it. So it just gives me the opportunity to just clean shoop, 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 shoop before, I purchased it maybe like 6 months ago. I was using a microfiber rag every day, wiping it, dry. So
Mhm.
yeah, that's
And
definitely prime
it's a
time.
Shark handheld.
Yeah, I have the.
Girl.
Oh wait, that's not it. Where is it?
Where did you get it from?
Kohl's.
Oh, okay.
And it has a little. This is the cordless part for the floor, and it's called the Cordless Pro.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
Cool.
Yeah, I had
And
a handheld like that.
And I didn't expect to pay that much money for it. My daughter was like, "You could have got a Dyson," and I'm like, "I don't care
Right.
about the brand," but it was just like I got it, but it's just like my little best electronic friend, and I was like, "Okay, friend, I like it."
What you got, Janina?
I'm gonna do I like that joint. And I'm gonna do the movie They Clone Tyrone on Netflix. Did you watch that, Alisha?
Yes,
It was good, right?
Y'all can't
that
tell
was
too much because
deep.
I didn't watch it yet. So don't be
Not
telling
gonna say
me.
nothing, but it was
Right.
deep. It was real.
It was funny. It was good. It was like a mix of everything.
Yes.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay.
Very.
It's on my list for the weekend. I'm gonna
That's
watch
a
it.
must do. Must do.
Okay. So my I like that joint is a training that I went to earlier this week, and it was on self-care. And it opened my eyes because when I talk about self-care to my clients, we mainly talk about, oh, I went to get my nails done, I got my hair done, but it's more to self-care than that. Self-care is setting boundaries, eating right, exercising, setting goals, organizing your life, journaling, all of that kind of stuff is self-care. It goes beyond us pampering ourselves, is taking, the necessary time, back to necessary, the necessary time that you need, especially if you had children, if you're a wife, if you have responsibilities. So it just gave me a different outlook on what self-care is. So I really enjoyed it. Some trainings, you go to when you're on Zoom and you don't have your camera on and you doing something else just to say you was there. But I really enjoyed this training. So that's
Nice.
like
You just admitted to what you be doing on some of those Zooms.
I do. And y'all be doing it too. So don't act like it's just me.
Oh yeah. I definitely was on a webinar to this week. But I mean I was listening, but I had my headset on and I was downstairs cooking me something to eat.
Yeah, sometimes it be like that. So sometimes it just don't be that interesting. So
yes, no, that self-care bit is huge. I've had a hard time with that. On the outside looking in, what I've heard from my friends, it looks like sometimes I'm happy and upbeat, but on the inside, it's just a rat race. It's becoming, I in the past I've become comfortable with that facade, but really digging deep and doing the things that I want to do versus doing what
Mhm.
is expected of me, or what is necessary in my
Mhm.
head. I've started to choose myself
Yeah.
a lot more, and it comes with saying no to some things that I really want to do, like,
Mhm.
see my friends, and you know but because of things, I just I don't want to be faking my energy anymore. I want my energy to be authentic, and not that I faked it to fit in, but I faked
Right.
it because that is the mood that I wanted for that moment that I didn't have naturally.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I that self-care piece, I'm learning, I'm growing. I still got a little ways to go, but yeah, I'm
Yeah.
with it. I'm with it.
Okay. Do you Before we do this part, you still got your business, right?
Yeah. Which one?
Okay. Whatever one you want to talk about, because the next segment is you got to hit this join up, and that's where we highlight a small business. So I wanted you to talk about your business.
Okay.
Okay.
Right
Wait
now, oh,
1 second. I gotta say. So you gotta hit this join up is where we highlight a small business. And so Alicia is going to talk about her business, what her business is, where you can find it, and where she is on social media.
okay. Right now, my social media page, I took that apart, but I am a landlord. Um, I own property, and right now I have one vacancy. And so in 2013, I had this great idea to start buying property.
Wait,
Something that
don't go too deep into that because that's the topic. So just talk
okay.
strictly about the business.
The business has been very interesting. There's been ups and downs, but at the end of the day, I am blessed to experience what I've experienced. It's kind of tough when you see the supply go down because people are catching on, and I've taught people myself for free. I give out free advice on business, starting your business, growing your business, and landlording. Um, so it was just
Where is
like,
the vacancy that you have? Where is it located?
it's on 52nd and Delancey.
Okay. And is it one bedroom, two?
Oh, it's a 3-bedroom house.
Okay.
I'm actually renovating it right now.
Mm-hmm.
So when it'll be on the market maybe in like what, a month and a half. The last tenant
Okay.
I had was a long-term tenant. Then I had a squatter. It was like, oh, but
Oh, wow.
but yeah, so that's what I have.
How much are you planning to rent it out for?
Probably 1,600.
Okay, cool. And so where can people contact you at um if they may be interested?
On my personal page. So oh gosh, I feel like I'm all over the place right now. I used to have my first name, last name as my handle, but because of social media, I kind of changed that. I went back to my middle name. I had an old handle that incorporated my middle name, Courtney. So now it's court.room. Um, I realized I need to create a business social
Definitely.
media handle.
Yeah,
Every now and then I become absorbed, and with some of the businesses that I work with to help them grow themselves, I meet a lot of business. I meet a lot of small business owners, and I give them my personal.
So you
So
don't
yeah,
have like a business mentorship business?
I do, but it's
but
not a
she
business.
doesn't have a official, and you don't have an
Yeah,
official Instagram page. So yeah, you got to work on that. You got to work on that. So when people want to look you up, they can go to your page, see what you've been doing. You used to do that. What happened?
I know. COVID was weird.
It was,
Like
but you
I,
gotta
I
get back to
remember I got to get back to it. I was doing it. I was showing what I do. other things happen in my life where I jump back and forth from whether I want to be seen or whether I don't want to be seen as searchable. And last week I said I don't want to be seen as searchable. There's a site that I found where you can basically find anything and anybody and where they are, and and it may be a residual traumatic instance from what I did. There we go. We uncovered something. Look, Shalia, you're working when you're not supposed to be working. But so I went back and changed my social media handle because I didn't want to be searched.
Well, make your page, you can make it private.
True.
That's
right.
always the option. Yeah.
That makes sense. But my first name and last name is unique, very unique.
Yeah.
So, you can, I've had people like say, "Oh, that really is your last name." And I'm like, "Oh, you must have searched me up and found all of my information."
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's CORT.PRESS if you want to.
Oh no, that was the old one. I changed
what's
it.
the new one?
Court.room.
Oh, CORT.ROOM.
Yes.
Lord, if y'all want to follow Alisha and see her property. So we're going to get into this week's episode topic, which is the pros and cons of entrepreneurship. And so we have Alisha here, who is an entrepreneur. So she's going to share a little bit of her journey of entrepreneurship, and then we have some questions for her and things like that. So where do you want to start? I'll start with for you. How did you get into entrepreneurship? How did you become an entrepreneur?
I've always sold something.
Yes, you have.
In middle school, I sold candy. In high school, I think I sold candy. I sold hair. I did hair. I braided, curled, I weave. I've done everything that's legal. Like I guess I didn't really, my whole psychological process has been buy low, sell high. I can't pinpoint where I got it from, how I acquired the knowledge. I do know that my uncle and my father were both successful entrepreneurs. Actually, my business that I had, my architectural design business, it was me and my uncle. My uncle passed in 2021, and by everything that I had, I didn't. I dissolved that business. I didn't dissolve it with the Department of State. I still actually technically have it, but he was my backbone. But the pros and cons of business is, some of the pros are freedom to select your day, tailor your day to what your business needs, and execute based on your goals and the direction of your business. Because one day you could be operating at an abundance, and then the next day you say, hey, something comes down the pipeline. Let's say a tree falls, and now you have to go to a property and you have to allocate $2,500 of your funds to that tree. So what that means to me is that, damn, like, okay, so I was a little light on my appointments this week. So now I want to ramp up my activities to make sure that I have enough appointments, that I'm bringing enough money to cover that damage. Because the goal here is never to use your own money, it's to use money that you bring in. So one of the beautiful pros is to have unlimited access to income. When you're in a 9-to-5, which I do condone, and I love 9-to-5s, I call it your bread and butter. And that's what you use to pay everything that is associated with you. But your business is supposed to pay for the extras. One tenant may pay for the rent at another tenant's home, for example. So some of the cons are that you rely on you. And if you don't work and you don't plant those seeds and you don't water that garden, you don't bear the fruit.
Right.
You can create your own deserts, things that happen in your life, and it could be something that's psychological. It can knock you off of your horse, and you are your horse.
Mm-hmm.
So, you are the foundation of your business, and showing up every day for yourself can be rough, but you have to
Right.
put that face on and show up for your business.
Yeah.
So that is a con that that truly exists in the world of business. One of the hugest cons that I'll bring up before I stop talking is, risk. Managing your risks, your reputation. You are your reputation. Making sure that you keep your word. So, which, keeping your word, it comes naturally to many. It comes naturally to me, but some people may not keep their word by mistake. Something could happen. For instance, today I had a responsibility at 5:30, and I went to sleep after lunch. And the risk is that Alisha is late. And so, yes, so reputation, your reputation can be at risk as well, and that can cost you some of your customers.
So let me ask you, what do you think of some of, and I don't know what you're going to say or anything, but I just want to hear what you're going to say about some of the real estate they call, I don't know, I guess I'll call them, they promote themselves as real estate gurus out of Philadelphia, such as big business and people like that. What is your take on that?
My take on it is some people are talented. How do I'm trying to say this in a, because the truth is that word and your reputation, it precedes you. Before
Definitely.
Instagram, word of mouth is one of the most powerful ways to diffuse a message.
Yeah.
And when you're in the business and people talk, you see certain things coming.
Mm-hmm.
When you run a business, and especially in the contracting world, a lot of them rob Peter to pay Paul, no pun intended when I say rob, but they take funds from one job and put it to another job. And if that job doesn't yield, or if somebody's slow in their payables, things can happen.
Mm-hmm.
In that case, I'm trying to be as
No, listen.
non-biased as possible. But some people who have money believe marketing, which is what my degree is in, it's about getting into the consumer's mind and getting them to believe whether or not you have a sticky product or you can actually keep those appointments, or keep that promise that you've made. Some people do not make good on their promises.
Mm-hmm.
And they may use a caveat in their contract to, and I've never had a contract with them, and they may execute something in their contract where maybe no refunds. And if you don't reach contract, you may feel that that someone has taken any advantage of you. And I am not a proponent of I am not speaking on any real situation with that company at all. I'm just using an example of contract law and advocacy for that.
It's all over the internet with people saying,
So
so
I mean,
if people Google it, they're going to find out the information. is all
Right.
over.
And
So,
theirs is more so like real estate investment, right?
Mhm.
So his thing is, hey, I can give me your money, I can flip this property and you can reap the benefits of the return on this investment without having to put in all the elbow grease and all the work, right? And then people are saying like, yeah, I gave him a large amount of money and I didn't get this return that he promised. But
which is the
I just
property.
think a lot of times everything that glitter and gold, and some people don't, some people just be like, oh, that sometimes, we may be like, that sounds too good to be true. It's fishy, but some people be like, oh, okay, well, I mean, why would he rob from me? Like, he got money.
That's it's crazy. It's the perception is, what I can share. I'll share something that's a real life situation where actually he reached out. It was a long time ago. It was a couple years ago. I don't know if it was pre-pandemic, as it was pre-pandemic. It was about 2017 or 18. I learned about some things through another contractor, and I posted something. He posted something. I posted something on his page. I was like, "Hey, I heard these things," and he responded to me. He's like, "No, this isn't true." Fast forward today, I've seen on Tony the Closer's page, I've seen a man who has wealth, like literally talk about how he's lost money, a lot of money. He poured into him. He was actually, he wasn't trying to get revenge. He wasn't trying to go, overtly try to ruin someone's reputation, his big business's reputation. And, like those things are real. But
Yeah.
before that, there was a relative of a local football player that shared with several people that he was at a loss. And these are people with access to real capital.
Mhm.
So, it's unfortunate, that's why you have to make sure you can keep your promises and don't overpromise and underdeliver. The real estate market is lucrative. It really is. And there's ways to pay your client. You just have to keep on top of it and keep doing it. You can't do things you can't use a client's money to support your lifestyle unless
Right.
it's a part of the profit after the client is taken care of. And I think
Exactly.
some people don't understand that, or some people believe that the return is going to come. It may be that the property that your big property that was going to get, that you found, it was a backdoor deal, you closed it, you want to put money into it, you went to go flip it and sell it to somebody, that deal could have crashed. Right. The last property that I started to sell and I sold, I think I started to sell it in 2021. I put it on the market in 2021. I had 3 different people. I had one person who came in with an offer, took it off the market. Wait, the mortgage process can be 90 days. Some people say 30 to 90 days. I call bullshit on that. I've never, and I was a branch manager. I've never seen a mortgage really close in 30 days. Not saying it is not out there, not saying it's not possible, but it's not probable. And
Right.
it really lasts from like 60 to 120 days because somebody's going to drop the ball somewhere. Somebody's going to forget their paperwork, but that payable may not have come back on time. And if that payable didn't come back on time and you spent that money somewhere else, now you got to make up a deficit from that property and then whatever you promised on another. So you can dig yourself in a hole. I don't know what they did. Like I said, teaching real estate is easy. It's free information. Or maybe,
But you can't, that goes back to like scamming, how you hear these older people, they say like they get with somebody they met online, then they end up giving them their whole, you don't know if that's somebody's whole life savings that
they
they
don't
saved up.
care.
I know, but how do you live like that, knowing that you did this to somebody and you just go on your daily life and you're showing these cars that you bought in this glamorous house, knowing that, I know they don't care, but Where your
No,
money?
it's just like how,
Where
I
your
can't
money
fathom
is.
how they don't care. It's just you got to realize it's like, oh, they don't care. It's like, what?
Right.
It's it's like a hard lesson because, like, we have morals, we have a moral compass, we have accountability. We're taught that, and when you see, it's just like some people really don't GF. It's just like you
But then
don't.
it's like you don't have, if you don't care, don't show this stuff on social media. You don't have to put it on, you know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
different because you're putting it on social media. So people can see like, I don't have my money, but you out here doing it. You know what I mean? So that's the difference. Don't put it on social media.
You, I don't know why, and like I want him to speak out and speak to some of these situations because the claims feel valid. And
And it dampers people's spirit about Philadelphia. And then for the next person that's trying to do the same thing, they be like, no, because I had a bad experience with this person. You know what I mean?
yeah, yes, definitely. When you lose a lot of money, you be like, what, bro? What did I just lose?
Yeah.
Man. So I hope he has a good backstory and a way to clean it up because
That ain't gonna happen.
It's a scam. So what is your consulting business though? So you're a landlord yourself where you own property and have rental tenants, and then you also have a consultant business where you help others with their business, the business development. Speak on that business. What's the name of that business?
So I can't even call it a business. It's more of a thing that I love to do on the side, and
Like
maybe
a
I should
mentoring.
yeah, I should transform that into a business. But I will be honest, I have a hard time charging. I listen. With your leadership, how much do you charge so I can charge? Because being in the business
definitely. You should do that. Just us having our last guest on, who's a money mindset coach. So, I mean,
people will pay.
I think if you're giving jewels, right? If you're giving jewels and people are profiting from these jewels, then you now are in a position where you can put a price on this and what's it called, intellectual property. So like
right,
now, like if you're, it's just consulting, that's all it is, your consulting fees, you know what I mean? Like you don't have to charge out the wazoo because like, okay, well, this person is up and coming and I'm helping them with letting them know what kind of documents they need. That's definitely valuable. That's an investment in themselves and their property, and their business. So you should definitely have a name for your consultant business. You should definitely do webinars. You can definitely, do classroom stuff, help people.
She used to do all of this stuff. It just fell to the
Did.
wayside. She did. She
probably got tired of
used to
dealing with people.
Lives where she did this stuff, and then it's just like it just fell. So
my grandma died. That was my first death in my entire family.
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I lost it, like I was just like.
So you're at a rebuild stage. So you're rebuilding.
I'm rebuilding. Okay.
But don't think that's a clean slate. You feel what I'm saying? Like who you are just paused in that moment. You're not starting over. You already have all of that knowledge and all of that work. You put that work in. So you now can, if you want to continue, but I don't think you should continue, like look at it like, oh, it's just something I do on the side. Like, that seems like a valuable it seems like a valuable tool that you have that you're offering to people. It just seems like a business that
it is a business that she's not marketing.
I'm not marketing. I'm not profiting. Your
time is money, honey.
My time is money, and you know what? I'm putting things into perspective. What I could use that to pay all my student loans. I can allocate those funds because it is intellectual property that I've acquired through an institution and my life experience. You know, like I hear a lot of people, like I've actually had the privilege to work for a billionaire for a year and a half. And like, you know, I see a lot of people say, oh yeah, if I work for a billionaire, who would I ask? And like the habits of the person that continues to make money, he's 73 years old. And he continues to work, he continues to play, but he works every single day. And I've learned a lot from that business, and seeing that run and seeing what entails and how much money you have to spend. And not small business, of no pun intended, big business, but but yeah, so that you're right, that is life knowledge. And I have helped many people grow their business and give them jewels that, take it or leave it, yeah, like it helps them grow. I help, I'm on WeFunder campaigns, like, yeah. So
Yeah.
one thing I've always been is like, I don't know, this is something that I probably should talk to my therapist about. I've only wanted to be authentic. I never wanted to be a follower or seem like I was infringing on somebody else's idea. I always wanted to be fresh and new. And it may speak to something that's going on in my ego. I don't know what it is. But thank you for bringing this out. When
Yeah,
people
that
started to
doesn't mean you
charge.
can't be
When
authentic.
people started see, this is and I think that's also sometimes being an entrepreneur can limit you on how big corporations work, because big corporations hire consultants all day.
All the time.
Yeah.
All day. That's all they do is hire consultants. So to consult people and not charge them and then not see yourself as a consultant,
Yeah.
that like you're a consultant, you're saying I help people, like you're not Mother Teresa, girl. You are a consultant. And you have what are they called? You have I don't know, I can't think of the word right now, but people can say, yes, she helped me, she did A, B, and C, and I got to D, E, and F with her help, right? And then if they they tell somebody else, they know somebody who's coming up in a business, but if you want to give back, I understand the whole thing. If you want to give back, you can
give back to the youth,
or you can just partner up with the business development at universities, the SBA corps and universities, and you can partner up that way, so that you feel like I'm still giving back, but this is a networking opportunity also for me.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you.
But I understand I understand in grief flipping your world upside down, but you also can't let all your potential sit on the shelf, because you know what I mean, because you don't want to seem greedy. No, you ain't got to charge thousands of dollars, but I mean your time is worth something.
Thank you.
And
I
then
see people with less education charge more, and I'm like, bro, what?
Listen,
and they're like,
internet,
I'm like,
people who Google things off the internet who don't know how to properly speak or write correct English are out here charging people thousands of dollars to consult with them.
Yes.
And it makes me angry.
But even
it makes me angry too.
Right? Just being on somebody, but see, also just having a contract with, because I think that's another thing people don't realize is that like entrepreneurs are sometimes they're just 1099 contractors. So like just having a contract with certain business units, you know what I mean? That can be constant. Like, I know I have an annual contract with this company. They always bring me in when they have this conference, when they have this convention, when they have to do this, you know what I mean? Like that's another opportunity where you can utilize your intellect, but also not like feel like you're nickel and diming somebody because it's being charged to a corporation and they can expense that. But and that's another thing you have to look at it. If somebody has a business and they use your consultant fees, they can expense it. So it's not gonna you're not gonna feel like, oh well, I'm robbing them. No, this is a way for them to offset their taxable income.
Right.
Yes.
And on top
that's
of that,
another business that you can expense everything contributing
Right,
to
and
that
get it
meeting.
back
If
on
you
your
meet with
taxes.
them and you
It's a
pay, you
business
can expense
write-off.
that.
Right.
Mhm.
And not only that, but Alicia, you not only buy the house, you renovate the house, do all that's girl, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Most people,
I stopped
yeah,
everything.
right. Yeah. Well, I mean, I get it.
It's
I know
understandable, but
grief can
But
be
no, this is
you're
year
here, you're
3.
here for a
No,
reason.
real
You're
year,
here
real
for a
stuff.
reason. You
I'm
gotta
here
get
for a
back to
reason.
it.
I gotta
And
get back to it.
like you don't
You're right.
even know, because I never told you, but I was I was encouraging you, like, when are you gonna do the lives? When are you gonna do the lives? Because you taught me a lot about things that I need, like, oh, if you're gonna buy a house, don't have all this money in your savings and don't let people send you money and all of that stuff if you don't have like, paperwork or something as to why you have all this money.
Right.
You know what I mean? Stuff like that.
If it's unseasoned money, they will
Right.
ask for that from underwriting. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
So
in
you
your
don't
savings.
even know things like that stick with people, that your gems that you're dropping. And like I said, it's people out here who don't know how to properly speak, don't know how to write correct English, and they're charging thousands of dollars for people to consult with them. And again, it
Yes.
makes me
And
angry.
I want to say thank you.
Yes.
I remember you was like, Alisha, when are you gonna start your lives again? And I was just like, and I didn't, I didn't think that you needed it or wanted it. I just was like, I thought, you're my friend. So I was just like, Alisha, what you doing? And and thank you for saying that. And I wish I would have reached out and said, hey, like, what are you working on? Like, been nosy, but I was,
No,
man, it was,
I understand. It's understandable. But get on,
thank
well,
you.
how
But
they say,
yeah.
you gotta get on your Zoom every day. You gotta get on your Zoom.
Yes, and I'm birthing a new baby very soon. I'm working on it. It's a new business to support nonprofits. That's all I can say right now, because
Okay.
I'm not fully endowed out with my framework. I will say, one of the businesses that's near and dear to me, like, he granted me 5% equity in his company. So I'm excited. And when the time comes, or at the perfect time, I'll be able to speak about some of these things. I don't feel like I'm ready to talk about myself in a positive light, and that's something that I need to work on, because I feel like it's quote unquote bragging, or I don't know. It's a heavy association with speaking about what I
It's
do.
not. Aren't you a marketing major? You're marketing yourself. That's all you're doing.
Yeah. I am also a Black woman, as always say, and you being conceited. You talking too much.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
And it's awesome.
As
It's
long
beautiful.
as you can deliver what you're presenting, then you're not bragging or anything. You're talking about your accomplishments. You're letting other people know. You never know who you encourage just with words, just by being like your testimony, just by being proof that hard work pays off. You should never think that it's bragging, because this is what you did. This is what you put your mind to, and you accomplished it.
And it's not you bragging about, I got a Benz, a Porsche, a pool, a 5-10 bedroom. It's not that. That's bragging.
You're right. You're right. I don't know where that came from. I gotta dig deep. I gotta dig deep.
Let me find out this was really your intervention.
Right.
Let me find out. Yes, I love it. It is a word. It's a sign. It's a gift.
And then too, with you being here and our listeners listening to this, because we get feedback from our listeners all the time about how things that we say and how it just touches them and makes them want to put forth more effort and things like that. So you just never know.
You never know
who you're encouraging with your words and your wisdom and things like that.
The biggest lie that we were told as when we were younger was that words don't hurt, that words, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt. This is the thing. Words, honestly, this podcast, was birthed out of words, like literally was just like a thought. And then once we spoke it in a setting where other people could hear it, and it was like, somebody was like, oh, I'm excited for that. And then it was like, okay. And a week later we did it. But, you know, being a Black woman, you do have to sometimes, because we do a lot of times have imposter syndrome, and we have been told, a lot of us have been told, you know, to dim your light, and, you know, you think you cute and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, it is about self-awareness and knowing, like, I am the shit. That is completely fine to know.
Right.
Don't ever think anybody else. Don't ever let anybody else think thoughts of themselves, like, be a projection on you. Like, oh, well, no, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I shouldn't talk about what I did. You did it. You help people. And just speaking on what you've done can encourage somebody else to get shit done.
Thank you. Preach. You know, I want to speak on this.
I don't want you to underplay. Just don't you just seem like you're trying to be so humble about the things that you do and the things that you've accomplished, and you don't want to come off as being conceited, and you don't want to come off as being cocky. That you will never come off if you're being authentic.
Right.
But you know what? I'm going to share this, you know, and I said I was going to put it to rest, but this is a part of my testimony, is a part of my life. When I was at Wells Fargo as a branch manager, my manager, he told me, you know, one of the things I love helping businesses. Honestly, a lot of the projects that I have, that I've, you know, come from a lot of the clients that I've grown and helped in the banking industry. He told me, number one, you sit there, you talk to your clients too long, you need to do other things. He told me that I use too many big words. Like, there's another entrepreneur, Black woman, awesome, amazing. She has her own women empowerment company called Someone Cares About Me. Her name is Wendy Massey. And, you know, I'm always willing to learn. I'm a sponge. So after that meeting with my boss, where he told me that I used this, here's the kicker, I used too many big words and I should speak succinctly. At that time, I did not know what succinctly meant. So what I did was I had to pull out my phone and I was doing succinctly, speak shortly. Okay. And I was like, okay, you know, like, mind gone. I'm going to work on how I talk to people. So she was in one of the little cubicles and I came out. She was like, you had your review? And I was like, yeah, it didn't go too well. He told me that I used too many big words at meetings. She was like, Alisha, I love when you use big words. She's a writer. She's published children's books. And she said that to me, but for some reason, those negative words have laid on my soul much harshly than it should. Why wasn't I able to wake up after she told me? Like, anytime she calls me, because sometimes I don't look at, in the past, I wasn't looking at my phone. I would be somewhere else doing something, always doing something. She was like, can you review this paragraph for me? And I was like, sure. Bam, 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 bam. You know, anything she wants me to do, I'll do. And, you know, and I tell her all the time, I was like, you changed my life, you know, because I had to go later on down the line, I had to keep her word ringing in my head to keep me going, you know, because that negative, that, you know, I'm stop using the word, the theoretical word I'm using, when I am in a situation where I am flowing and being myself, and someone comes and says something that may be negative and tear it down, I try to readjust who I am. Yeah. And after I readjust for this person, that person, I wake up like, who the fuck am I? I don't even know who I am today. Yeah. And I've lost who I am, my authenticity. So what you have reignited in me is to focus on who I am and be myself genuinely. And if I say something that, you know, like that hurts someone, I'm sorry. If you don't understand, I'll look it up for me and I'll teach you.
Just like you pulled out your phone and you looked up words, other people can do the same thing.
Other people can do it too.
If you use a word that they don't understand, or they can just ask, hey, what does that mean? You know what I mean? But no, don't dim your light. But that's something that we all go through. We
Yeah.
always focus on, and I can't remember the word that we had a few weeks ago, but we focus more on the negative than we do on the positive, and we let that
Mhm.
overtake our thoughts. We become what we think. So it's always better to focus on the positive. But you got this.
Thank you. Yeah.
You got
Oh, look at that. Look at that. I hope somebody,
this.
a listener somewhere, is going through a challenge that, like similar to mine, or something that's parallel or can relate. And what I've gotten from being here today with you two, I just got to keep going and keep being authentic. And
Mhm.
when someone is saying, and this is those therapists, Shalia, I don't know what kind of brain waves you over here sending to me, but it's really about being who you are, and that's what you're called here for.
Yeah.
To be who you are. It's about my experiences.
But at the
And
end
It's
of the
not
day,
about it's not about the test, it's about the testimony. You
the
got to keep sharing your
testimony.
testimony.
and
Period.
at the end of the day, you not gonna be everybody's cup of tea.
Nope.
No.
People who love you and want to be, those are your people. And that's something that we got to realize. We always want this person and that person, or who we think should be around us and in our circle, but they might not be meant for us. Our
They might
people
not
are
be
going
meant
to
for us.
flock to us, to be for us, and all of that. So
Yes.
yeah.
All right, so let's do we're gonna because we are running over, but we're going to do
Sorry.
a quick game with you, okay? So the game that we do is called, the category is, it's just a spitfire game. I'm going to give you two options. The first one that comes to your head as your preference is the one that you're going to say, okay? The category is
Don't think about it.
I'm trying not to think. I'm overthinker.
The category is Black cinema.
Okay.
Okay. Love Jones or Poetic Justice?
Poetic Justice.
The Best Man or Love and Basketball?
The Best Man.
Stella Got Her Groove Back or Waiting to Excel?
Waiting to Exhale.
Boys in the Hood or Menace to Society?
Menace to Society.
Crooklyn or Sparkle?
Oh, Crooklyn.
Do the Right Thing or School Days?
I'm gonna lose my black card. Here you go. I don't remember them much, but I remember the one that she was licking his part.
Oh my God.
I think that was.
Woo!
I was like,
Child.
bro, his part. Oh my God.
Harlem Nights or Coming to America?
Coming to America.
Purple Rain or The Wiz?
The Wiz.
What? I wasn't
I
expecting.
know.
We watched The Wiz like last week.
I gotta
New
watch
Jack
Purple
City-
Rain again. I think it has sex in it, and I wasn't allowed to see it.
Yeah,
so
I think I need to watch it too.
Okay.
New Jack City or Juice?
Come on.
You
I
think
need New Jack City, New York City.
ATL or The Wood?
The Wood.
Okay.
What? I wasn't expecting that one either. All right, so give people your social media and where they can find you at if they would like to follow you. And when you start your consulting business and your other things come, you have to let us know so we can, keep our listeners updated.
Thank you. Yes. So I have my personal page is Court, spelled CORT, .room, ROOM. My baby that I'm birthing, it's Alisha. So it's Alisha, ALITION_org. And that's where I post things that are happening with the local nonprofits. And that's going to expand.
Okay, cool. Well, we definitely appreciate you for, coming on, although, you had a little hiccup, but you was
Yes.
able to pull through, get it together and come on. So we definitely appreciate you coming through and chatting with us.
Thank you. Thank you.
And
thank you for having me. This turned into, from a podcast to like you like your energy, like the love, the caring.
No, it's still a podcast because that's the whole point of our podcast is
right.
Just ambitious women networking, but it's a place where you could be authentically you and you feel like you're just having a conversation with your girlfriends. And that's the whole point of the podcast, like we can sit around
Uplifting.
and empower each other, uplift each other for sure.
Yeah.
So that's what we
Yes.
do over here at
Yeah.
the JAWN.
Yes, I love this joint.
Yes. Don't let anybody tell you, have you doubting yourself being the bomb, girl. Please.
Girl, thank you. Thank you. I learned about pivoting and I took that to 1 billion. So I got to take a step back. So yes, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So y'all go make sure y'all follow Alisha on social media. She's always dropping gems, fashion, and all of that stuff.
Thank
So
you. I haven't. I will. You know what? I will. Anybody who hears me, Shalia, Janina, please, if you DM me something to say, I'll speak on it every day. That'll be, like anybody who's listening, any listener who wants free advice. I love giving free advice.
No,
DM me.
you're not giving
No.
out free stuff no more.
Stop giving
No,
free
don't be
advice.
Get some free advice.
You're not giving out free
point
stuff
at all.
anymore. No.
No, girl.
Now we
Well,
can
you know
be
what?
with you, but not
I've been
everybody
active.
else.
So what I'll do, is I have to do that because my page says nothing about my brain. I literally took everything off that has anything intellectual
Because
there.
I just saw something. I don't know. We'll talk offline.
It was probably on the story.
Okay, but y'all go follow her. She's going to reactivate.
I'm going to reactivate.
Yes. So we will catch you guys next week. Peace out.
Hold up. Don't leave yet. Thanks for listening to my mom and auntie. Make sure you guys follow them on Instagram at @the_JAWN_podcast. On Twitter at W_the_J. On TikTok at the JAWN A podcast. And visit our website www.jawnpod.net. Don't forget to ask the JAWN, sending your listening letters to thejawnpod@gmail.com. Period.
This is the JAWN, a podcast. I love y'all.